Thanks very much indeed.
And it's meantime.
Minister, just to say that you're very welcome here today, and I suppose an awful lot has been said, but on a personal basis I'd like to first of all pay tribute to you, Minister, and thank you so much for your own personal interest to do with the whole area of disabilities. I know that you visited St Gabriel's School and Centre in Limerick recently. I was present. I've been involved with them for over 25 years, and just I know from your initial visit down to when you came the last day, your own keen personal interest and how much you brought to that whole visit, and I suppose the whole research that you did and carried out yourself. And I'd like to pay tribute to, I suppose, the staff in the CHO 3 area, which is the Midwest, but St Gabriel's School and Centre, I suppose, is working alongside them, and it's a private school and centre, but it's down to an awful lot of private fundraising. But you also announced 2 extra days for respite care, which is really, really necessary for families who are dealing with children with disabilities, and I think it was very clear that day you met many of the families. So I just want to put in the record to thank you, Minister, for that. I know that you have hit the ground running since you took up your key role in relation to disabilities. And certainly I'd like to welcome the fact that the waiting lists have started to come down, and while I know that they are creeping up again a little bit, I'm sure that you will find a way of getting them back down. The one thing that I suppose that really concerns me at times is I was dealing with a family there not so long ago, and of 3 in family, there was 2 of them were autistic children, and one of them had very profound difficulties. And one of them was 17 and still hadn't been assessed within the whole system. And I was really shocked at that, to find that this young lad got to be 17 years of age. And we made a representation, and I understand that he is to be called very shortly. But I mean, it's just frightening to think that somebody would get to 17 years of age. There was 3 children, 17, 15 and 12, and it's the 17 and 12-year-old. While the 12-year-old was in the service, the 17-year-old had been missed. So it just shows sometimes, I suppose, that it can happen. And the fact that the family had actually taken those children to a private assessment, but yet the private assessment is not recognised within the public system. So I think that there needs to be maybe some sort of a reckoning there around that, and maybe it's an area, Minister, that you could look at. You know, certainly I know that even going back to your visit to St Gabriel's, I think we were saying that there is a number of children who are on the waiting list and who really, you know, benefit by the services. And, you know, they have everything on site. It's, you know, in terms of the services that they provide in the school. And there are so many children there with so many profound difficulties. But like, if they could double the size of the school, I know that, you know, there would be enough children to actually fill it. But certainly I think that it's time, you know, it's very timely that this debate has been held, but I do believe that Minister, you have made such a huge impact, and I'd like to pay tribute to Minister Madigan as well, because I know that around the whole education side of things, she has been doing an awful lot of work around SNAs and around the ASD units as well. So I think the 2 of you, you know, combined are a force to be reckoned with, certainly, Minister, but certainly look forward to working with you into the future in relation to it. But just to say that I'm sure that we will be seeing a reduction, and looking forward to seeing your further announcements in the near future.